She's battled CIA assassins and evil scientists as a movie star, but Hollywood A-lister and global activist Angelina Jolie is now waging a real-life war against a disease that threatens to cut short the lives of millions of women. As ABC's Cynthia McFadden found, it's her newly public battle against the risk of breast cancer that has turned her into a true inspiration for women around the world.
Wherever she goes, whatever she does, Angelina Jolie captures headlines and the limelight like a magnet.
In some ways, it seems you've used the sort of jujitsu move of celebrity. All of this enormous spotlight on you. You seem to want to turn around onto the people who would otherwise get no attention.
And that's the positive thing about celebrity, yeah. I can do more good with one foot on one side, one foot on the other.
Famous for her stunning beauty and her hit movies like Lara Croft, Tomb Raider. An Oscar for Girl Interrupted.
I'm playing the villain, baby, just like you want.
For her pairing with superstar Brad Pitt, together in Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Who's your daddy now?
And their 6 children. As an ambassador of goodwill in Africa and Cambodia. And again today, with her op-ed piece in the New York Times and the stunning revelation that she had had a preventative double mastectomy. She wrote, "My doctors estimated that I had an 87% risk of breast cancer. Once I knew this was my reality, I decided to be proactive and to minimize the risk as much as I could." I've interviewed Angelina several times. A few years ago, after ovarian cancer took the life of her own beloved mother at only 56.
Oh, I don't want to cry. You know, she was just a very, very loving person. She was completely full of love and kindness. And it's the legacy that she left. You know, she didn't become a great actress. She didn't become somebody anybody knew. She didn't do anything other than love her children and raise them with so much care. And so she's taught me a lot about the importance of that, of just being, just everyday kindness. And I think it's the most important thing about being a mom.
Today, she said she is speaking out for her mother. "My children will never have the chance to know her and experience how loving and gracious she was. They have asked if the same could happen to me. I've always told them not to worry, but the truth is I carry a faulty gene." In February of this year, Jolie underwent the major surgery, an 8-hour operation in which the breast tissue was removed before temporary fillers were put in place. Just 6 weeks later, March 26, Angelina took a humanitarian trip to the Congo, not even telling her traveling companion. And April 4th, she attended the Women in the World Summit in New York, appearing relaxed. The next day, she took her kids shopping. Amazingly, one of the world's most chronicled celebrities managed to keep her secret from the press. Until today, in that revealing op-ed. On a personal note, she wrote, "I do not feel any less of a woman. I feel empowered that I made a strong choice that in no way diminishes my femininity." Jolie tested positive for the gene called BRCA1. Women who carry these mutations have, doctors say, about a 65% risk of developing breast cancer. For Jolie and other women like her, the choices are stark. In 2005, Jessica Queller was a successful television writer.
My mother had had breast cancer, which she beat. 7 years later, she was diagnosed with stage 3C ovarian cancer, and she died 2 years after that. I just decided, you know what, I should just, for peace of mind, take the test.
The results? Positive. Jessica was at a high risk for developing breast cancer.
To me, breast cancer is the worst thing in the world. I don't want to gamble with it. I don't want to gamble that maybe we'll catch it early enough.
She decided to have the double mastectomy. Today, 8 years later, Jessica is the mother to 3-year-old Sophie, who she had via an anonymous sperm donor after 9 attempts to become pregnant.
My daughter is the light of my life. I don't have words to express how much I love this little creature.
Queller says Angelina Jolie is a role model to the world.
If you can walk around saying, well, Angelina Jolie did it, you know, if you're a 30-year-old woman, then that can give you a lot of confidence.
Jessica braved all the medical procedures as a single woman, but Jolie underwent them with her partner, Brad Pitt, by her side. Today, Pitt issued this statement. "Having witnessed this decision firsthand, I find Angie's choice, as well as many others like her, absolutely heroic. All I want is for her to have a long and healthy life with myself and our children. This is a happy day for our family." Jolie wrote, "We managed to find moments to laugh together. We knew this was the right thing to do for our family and that it would bring us closer. And it has." Jolie says she chose to share her story now, wanting more women to get tested and know their options. "Life comes with many challenges," she wrote. "The ones that should not scare us are the ones we can take on and take control of."
And they can use this knowledge to make choices.
Today in the Bronx, we met Susan Klugman, a doctor of clinical genetics for 25 years at Montefiore Medical Center. She counsels women about the risks of breast cancer and when to consider surgery, and to make sure they have the insurance to cover it.
Everyone has the BRCA gene. The way that the BRCA gene functions is it protects you against breast cancer and ovarian cancer. If there's a change in that gene or a mutation, the patient loses the protection against cancer and is therefore predisposed. I applaud Angelina Jolie. I think she was very brave, and I think it's great what she's doing for women.
"Cancer is still a word that strikes fear in people's hearts," Jolie wrote. But at least for her, the chances of developing breast cancer are now just under 5%. "I can tell my children that they don't need to fear they'll lose me to breast cancer."
I'm Angie.
And she looks forward to continuing her work, traveling to the poorest and sometimes the most dangerous places on earth, visiting the world's most vulnerable children at orphanages and refugee camps.
You finally pick yourself up and think, you know, my God, that woman just crossed a border with 5 children and no food, and she's not complaining about anything. She just gets on. So we all have to just get on and do what we can.
I understand why you do it now. Why did you do it to begin?
I think everybody needs a sense of purpose, a sense to be useful. And, you know, I'd been working on films or doing things to try to work on my own career, my own life. And so certainly there was an emptiness in me.
Jolie has long fulfilled any sense of emptiness with empathy. She told me what it means to be a mother to her 6 children, 3 of them adopted.
Just letting the kids know how much they make you happy, you know, is the great gift to give them, other than the discipline's important and all of this is important and what you give them in their schooling and their education, all of that very important. But the most important thing is to let them know what a joy they are for you and what a pleasure it is to be their mother.
As the world learned again today, taking the lead is something that Angelina Jolie has never shied away from. For Nightline, I'm Cynthia McFadden in Tucson, Arizona.